basically, as you probably know, there was no market. And no one said that they're going to even start one. We were working like mad. So it just happened, one of the guys in the area ran into somebody and they told him about this concept of the hour market type of project, which was the markets that were supplied by a company that serviced small towns throughout the state. And so he said maybe we could check with them. Then I think we came up with the name Hour Market. We just came up with that. And so from that, we started meeting at the church down the street and formed a committee. And I can't believe that we must work for about 3 or 4 years. All kinds of activities, along with our block club meetings and everything. And a lot of people came on board. And we started from there. And we even started our membership, $25 membership. That money was just to use to help operate the things that we needed to do the meetings and so forth. And we even had a 8-foot by 12-foot board, which Bill Cooper, the noted artist, painted for us to show what the market might look like. So we paid for that, and that helps take care of the cost of the mall, of the project. He started this market, and since we didn't have one, he said, finally, I'm going to start my own market. I think that's what that was how he named it. And he started, I think one of the reasons that it wasn't completely successful, that the distributors, I heard, did not get supplies to him, so it would make competition, cut down the competition, the other large markets. Some of the basic people in our Winslow Block Club and a few other people, they came on, and the committee, which was 10, 12, worked very hard with all kinds of people. And we even had the mayor from Rochester who was trying to do a market. Massiello was the mayor of the city of Buffalo at that time. Byron Brown was trying to do something. Peoples was trying to do something. But I think the effort of the Hour Market kind of really pushed the people into saying, maybe this could happen. Some of the opposition basically was the fact that these people just did not believe that we could start a market. We used a concept that I don't know where it came from, but the people would buy this. Well, no, people who bought from the market would be able to get some of the dividends that the market made. So you buy so much, and we kind of decide on a small percentage of what you buy would come back to you. And that's how we were saying it was our market. And as far as the opposition, it was just some people who just did not believe it. But there were some that did, and they worked hard at it, believing that we could actually get this market. I think they just let us go thinking that we just was taking time, possibly encouraging the other markets to come. They didn't fall in line to help, but some of the local politicians did help. Byron Brown didn't completely buy into it because it was quite a thing to take on. But I even had him come to the house and look at the video that we made where we visited a market in Olean that was a type of market that this supplier served. And so he was a little cool on it, but he listened and went on back his way. And the only ones that really worked on it was the committee. Like I said, we did sell memberships, and that was hard to do. We told them, once you're a member, then you would be part of the profits they would make. So they listened. But again, I don't think they really thought that we started a market. Oh, what happened there was GE plant. Saw the pictures. The GE plant was there, a large plant doing electrical work. And they left, tore down the building, and left a large area. So we said this is a good spot for traveling, and the size to enable a lot of parking, because that was excellent. No place that we knew around that would serve as well as that, the Ferry and Fillmore. So we said, this is where we like to have it. We put it out. We had sign put up, talk to people. But unfortunately, the police said they wanted to put a station up. So of course they beat us out. And they built their police station, which is District Number 2, and it's there now. The lot is still there too. Then one thing they were saying that the ground was kind of contaminated because of that plant being there. That was one excuse. But basically, they had the power to take over that land. So they just took it over, and then they promised us that it would be an attractive looking market. So they went through design of it a couple of times so that we wouldn't have just a bad looking police station in the community. I really can't recall the top market or any market saying that they really wanted to come in. But what happened, one of the law groups, firms, Ruth and Diamond, it's a law firm, they did a project that cost $9,000, a survey in the community that they could find out who would buy and what things they would like to have in the market. So I think since that survey was done and it showed that it was a good place for a market in this area, so that kind of stirred up people to thinking. But I don't recall Tops ever thinking they were going to do anything. Otherwise, we would not have put all this time in. I guess along with the politicians, like I said, they said people's and Brown, they were all pushing for it, and they were pushing for what we actually got. And I do think that it was a better thing, even though we were trying this, because that was quite an undertaking, the market. So this large market would be a lot easier just to come in and build and work from their base that they have already. You don't give it to us, we get our own one. That's what we said. And some people believed in it and some people didn't. But many of them brought that membership and let us move on doing it. Like I said, we had meetings for about 3 years or more at the church down the street on Fillmore. And it was somewhat connected with the block clubs in the area that was very active at that time. So they just said, go for it. We went for it thinking that we might be able to get it, but we found out there was a real adequate supplier that would fall in line with this concept. Moved along, and finally Tops decided they would come to the community. And we were, happy that they did. But we truly believe that this effort that we did kind of encouraged them. They worked from the survey that was made, and the other people was talking, and so forth. One of the things I think is that the people, the business people, felt that if you want a market, get it. But they don't ever believe that we could actually do it. But like I said before, we were really trying seriously. I think when you think of it now, some people thought, hey, that was just something you cannot do. And like I said, after they saw the survey and the interest of the people and the need, we can see the one they have now. So I think it serves great, but it's the only one in the area. And at that time, like I said, we had none. So the people were going for whatever we could get. And our market was one of the concepts that was out there that people thought just may be able to get. It was worth the effort. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. There was a lot of belief that we could get a market since we had none. But when you think back again, you almost say, how could you do that? But we tried, and then we feel like some success is the fact that the market that we have came because of some of that effort.